Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reshoot, an amateur's guide to good or film. I'm Hector, and I totally didn't just almost forget the name of our podcast.
I'm Birthday Girl.
That's a weird
Birthday
name.
Girl.
I'm Ruthie.
Hi, Birthday Girl. I'm Ed.
Yay.
And today we're looking at the movie Jiu Jitsu
Yes,
with
that is a
Nicolas
movie that
Cage.
exists.
Not
Yeah.
exactly starring Nick Cage, but
Featuring Nick Cage.
featuring Nick Cage.
Featuring Nick Cage. Yeah, that's my number one complaint about this. Not enough Nick Cage. Too much of
Yeah.
whoever the main character was.
Hold
I don't.
on, I have his name.
Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jake?
Elaine Musi?
Elaine Musi. Yeah.
Musi El Grande.
the
Did you
actor's
guys
name.
watch that in your
Actor's
guys' Spanish class?
No.
No.
Wait, watch what?
Musi El Grande. You know, like the like TV special, like teach your kid any language with this one really bad movie. Well, my Spanish teacher didn't know Spanish, so that's all we watched in her Spanish class for 3 years. Okay.
So thanks for being patient with us for our week break. Ruth and I went to visit some family in Puerto Rico. Kind of
Yes.
important.
And then I'm gonna be gone for a week.
Yeah, although I think we've timed it so you won't have the
Yeah.
delay.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
The movie is, like I said, the movie is Jiu Jitsu. I guess I'll do the summary,
Mhm.
or the plot summary.
Good luck.
Okay, so complex. This movie
I
makes
don't-
Primer look like fucking Space Jam.
Yeah, I paid attention to the movie, and I don't remember what the plot exactly was.
It's because
For the
there is
most
no
part?
plot. Anyway, it's super complex. Okay. So anyway,
Yeah.
joking aside, the movie is Jake wakes up. He's dodging a bunch of really badly CGI ninja
Jake is
stars.
the main character, by
Jake's the
way.
main character. He falls down he jumps off a cliff into a lake, hits his head on a fucking rock, and he forgets all his memories because that's totally how amnesia works. So while he's doing that, he's getting out, the army finds him. Well, some old lady finds him, stitches him up, takes him to the army.
Well, it's Nick Cage, the fisherman, and then they take him to the fisherman.
Right. Yeah, they take him to. Thank you. They take him there. Take him to the old lady. Old lady takes him to the army. After she stitches him up, they interrogate him and ends up. Oh no! And then like his crew, Jake's crew of cool cloaked guys and girls, pick him up, and they fight a bunch of army men with a way too long fight scene. Then the army literally kidnap him again. Then they take him to the Not a Predator ripoff of Brax because they're trying to find him. And then they all die, all the army except for one dude, Captain Sand, the coolest name there.
He gets all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Cool names,
Nick.
cool
Oh,
lines.
so while Jake's running away from the guy, he finds Nick Cage, who fights him and tries to remind him what's going on. The rest of the crew catch up to Jake, the fighting crew, and they tell him, "Hey, that alien thing, none of us have to fight him within a day or two, or else he'll just kill everyone and everything, and no one can stop him because he can heal from bullets, like a lot of bullets." So the rest of it's that they all fight him and they all start dying, or most of them start dying. And then Jake, with the help of learning from Captain Sand before Captain Sand dies, is like, hey, he has like 6 seconds where he can't heal. Use that window however you can. So with the help of the funny guy in the army, he throws Jake a grenade after Jake's girlfriend blows a hole in the alien Brax. And then Jake grabs the grenades, puts them inside the holes while they seal up, and then he dies, and they shoot him through a portal, which is going to be a big. Basically, the portal is whenever the meteor passes every 3 years, 6 years?
6 years.
6 years. The alien comes through and then fights everyone because that's their politics. But it's just one alien.
That is a quote of the movie.
That's a quote from the movie.
Alien politics.
And then
the movie
he's
ends.
never been beaten, I guess, and now they beat him and kill him, and then the movie ends with the funny guy, army guy, being like, "See you in 6 years," which doesn't make sense because they just killed him. And yeah.
Yeah.
Does he write the comic? Does he write the comics? That's pretty sick if he does. But they never explain that.
So it's based on a comic, right?
No, I don't think it is.
No, it seemed
No?
like it seemed like an original thing
Oh.
because it was just kind of rambly.
Oh yeah, between scene transitions, they have a comic book style, which looks cool, but it's also kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe it is from a comic. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pause and look this up.
It was kind of like
This movie is so I paused for a sec. This movie is based off a comic book from 2017.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the comic book probably is better than the movie.
I mean, I'm sure they condensed the entire thing into like a 2-hour movie, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Tony Jaa, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, coolest dude in the movie, like one of the coolest guys in the movie. Like,
Which
dude,
guy
actually,
was he?
he was the one who like walks in with the monks, the red monks, and then he takes off
Right.
his hood and then fights. He was the cool
Tony
one.
Jaa.
Yeah, I
Tony
think he was in
Jaa
the.
is
I
his name.
think he was in the Raid movies. I remember correctly. I still need to see those.
Maybe. He does look familiar for.
Can I start
Sure.
while Ed looks up who Tony Jaa is?
Well, he's definitely not in the raid.
Never mind. I haven't seen the Raid. Anyway, I thought I know he's a really good martial artist. So, what I liked, speaking of martial arts, I actually really like the fight choreography. Like, that's the thing I love with movies. They're clean cuts. Like, there's not many cuts at times, but there's really clean when they do it. They don't overdo them. There's long static shots that just kind of follow the stuntmen and the actors just to show how good they all are at doing what they're doing. It's very impressive to see. I love fights. But this also leads to another problem. If the shots go on long enough, which they do, and there's multiple shots like this in a row, like when they introduce the rest of the crew and they're fighting, it's just like 5-minute stretches. And I don't think I'm even exaggerating. It might have been 5 minutes of them all of them fight, one person fighting like a bunch of guys for like 3-4 minutes. It's a good way to show everyone's fighting styles and show the personality, but it lasts so long. I'm kind of breaking the usual format a bit, but I'm going to add a way to fix this a little bit just before I forget.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them has like a precise, maybe each fighting style, since they're all different, you have camera work that can work with that. Like if one was precise and quick, like it jumps around, they're moving around. They like, maybe the camera slides on, like follows the person as they're sliding. It kind of goes with them. And then it turns quickly as they turn and like do a kick, stuff like that. And I
Ed's
guess
making faces.
what's your faces, Ed?
The whole like spinning camera stuff, they did that. It was just used really badly in weird places.
The one that they do with like when they do like the front flips and the camera follows them and the whole world turns is cool as shit.
Yeah, and then they do it like 3 times.
Twice. I counted twice.
I remember that whole like spinny camera, like
yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, let's say the person does like a side, like slides under a person, gets up and then kicks them, right? You follow the person as they slide, turn it quickly as they turn, not like a first person shot, which there is one scene with that.
A lot of it.
Very weird.
Messy.
They also like put it down.
Yeah.
It's like they put it down to keep fighting, then they got knocked back so they could put it back on.
Yeah, it's like, whoops, my GoPro fell.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was a fun experiment, but they need some more refinement. Like I'll give them props for that, but
it was like Hardcore Henry, but a worse way of doing it.
Yeah. Oh god, Hardcore Henry's the second half of Hardcore Henry is like so much better than the first half. Anyway,
for context, Hardcore Henry is a movie that's entirely in first person except for one scene. Hector watched it, I did not.
One scene that's not in third?
His
in first person?
Hardcore Henry's flat when he remembers his past, it kind of cuts a little bit. There's a cut.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Anyway, my only other like is that Nick Cage and that one translator soldier dude were the best parts.
True.
I liked how they used the translator mistranslating everything just as a fun way to get around the really clunky exposition in the beginning. Although I will say they kind of overused that joke again a little later. Like if they just left it that one time, it would have been fine. So dislikes and changes, ask questions. I'm actually a little proud of myself. I actually added some stuff to this movie. Everyone was arguably like, the most one-dimensional person. They had like no real personalities. Except for Nick Cage, of course. He brings life into everything he does. I don't know.
True.
He was basically that's actually true. He was actually the only one that wasn't like one-dimensional. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was like, oh yeah, he's the main character's father, by the way, but he makes sure his son doesn't remember it so they can focus on the mission. But
and so he won't be tormented by his father's shame.
But also, like, it's implied. They say that he faked his shame so that he could stay longer to train his son. So, it's like the only character to actually have more depth, other than the main character being scared for a little bit and then getting over it.
And the being scared bit is like right before the movie starts too.
Yeah.
Because like after that, he's just confused.
Yeah,
that is his only emotion.
Confused and ready to fight.
He doesn't even seem ready to fight. He just fights and confused.
And he wins somehow.
Yeah.
My other dislike is the CGI. I don't know if this is a dislike or not, but like the CGI was so bad, I had a great time with it.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a new movie. And because like I saw the CGI and I'm like, oh, this looks like a 2012 movie or something. B movie kind of thing. No, it's 2020.
Did you also see in the final fight when they're in the temple, when Brax like gets in and the old lady pulls the shotgun, she just shoots the empty doorway. Like the bullet doesn't go into a wall, it doesn't go into a door, it just hits and it stays there. I need to do the motion.
Yeah,
it's there for midair for like half a second and then they cut it.
I did not notice that. I was too in shock at that point.
The worst part is it's very obviously CGI'd in after the fact, like after actual filming.
It's great.
And I didn't think, hey, maybe I should take that out. It was, fuck, cut it, change the shot.
It's great. No, I love the bad CGI. Like, it was so ninja. As soon as I saw the ninja stars in the first minute, I'm like, oh, I'm in for a treat.
Okay, but like, so that scene with the shotgun, I remember her pulling the shotgun. It's her first shot at him.
So she fires, and then it cuts to Brax after the door has been broken, and the bullet flies, and so like he's in the frame, he's like here,
which is like in the middle.
It's the middle to the right, and then the bullet flies here, and it stops
to the left, and it just kind of hits the door.
It's almost like the two of them, like it's balancing the shot, but the way that the bullet hole is CGI'd in, it's not like it hit the wall behind Brax because the light isn't affecting it in the right way. It's just floating there. It's a bullet hole in air.
It's pretty bad.
That's funny.
It's hilarious. I love it.
One thing I also kind of laughed at was like the army intelligence lady, who you almost see like a weird kind of respect or like romantic attraction to the main dude, just dies. Like, just ninja star to the neck after spending so much time with her, and no one really cares.
Yeah. I honestly,
I expect her to come back, and she didn't.
I didn't even realize she died. To me, she was just gone. And I'm like, where's the army lady? What happened to her? Is she safe? Is she all right?
I looked down for a second, and Hector, he saw the movie a little bit before me, and so he was like, I can't believe the army lady died. So I knew at some point she died, and like at the scene she dies, I look down and I hear her say, Jake! And then I'm like, okay, so now he's just like with Nick Cage now? What happened? Did she actually die? I missed it?
Yeah, it was so goofy. Like, I kind of like the movie just doesn't care about the army people that they've spent so like a third of the movie with. Do
you think they only had the army there for the money?
No, I don't know.
Because the military pays good money.
But the military has to look good though, and they don't look good in this movie except for Captain Sand and the funny translator man. So
his name is Tex in the movie.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's Tex.
I didn't.
His name is like the actor's name is like Eddie something.
Oh, okay. He did a good job. I thought he did, but yeah, I didn't. I missed that in the movie. So, okay. So, are you guys ready for my fucking complete my big fix? I just did one big fix.
I'm ready.
One big fix. Delete the movie. Right?
So
that's cheating.
Okay. So Jake has amnesia after running away. so the same beginning happens, and then the whole thing with the military happens, right? But here's the thing: the Burmese woman will say, "Hey, you gotta go inside. This is that time of year every 6 years where every local will just stay inside. They don't leave their houses." She takes a big risk bringing him there. She's like a little worried. The military questions him, and then Captain Sand is suspicious but stays out of the way. Same as usual. But he notices something's up. All of a sudden, ninja stars come in and start killing the army. And instead of Brax, it's a whole bunch of like mini kind of Braxes. I'm imagining like cheapo like Power Ranger minions, like evil minions.
Oh, I was gonna say like in Dragon Ball Z when they're fighting, I think it's Cell. He has little Cell-lets.
Something like that, yes. Cell Juniors, yes, something like Cell Junior, but
totally forgot about the Cell Juniors.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
So it's like Cell Juniors, right? So here's a new rule. This is how it works. Anyone who survives an encounter with them becomes eligible to fight Brax.
Oh.
And if they survive long enough or they kill them all, like a needle will come off the last one and just like tag them. So now Brax knows where they are. And here's another rule. 1 or 2 people together have to fight a group of the minions. And then each group of minions has a different ability, like based off of Brax's all-around abilities. So it'd be like one group is just invisible. Another one can conjure weapons.
Another one can detect foreheads.
Another one has... I got rid of the cloaks. It was kind of stupid. Another one has ninja stars, right? Like another one has super speed. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got rid of the cloaks. Is like, why don't they just keep them on and chill?
Should we explain the cloaks first?
Oh, right. The cloaks make it so that Brax just can't see them.
Yeah, all the Jiu Jitsu people. Because apparently, I think if I understand it correctly, Jiu Jitsu is not the martial art that they use in the movie. It's the club that Jake is a part of. They all wear like this street punk. I think it's like street punk or something.
It's like a desert punk kind of.
Yeah, like a desert punk, like black and grays and stuff.
Cloak, yeah.
And all of them have like scarves or something, or like
hoods,
hoods or robes, iterations of it. And if you wear a scarf, a hood, a robe, if you wear something over your forehead, you are protected from Brax, because Brax can only detect people by detecting their foreheads
and hearts.
Usually it's because he covers their forehead. They cover the forehead, and that's when
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's why I made the forehead joke.
Fair enough. I forgot about that. So because like, why don't you just keep him on and then just stab him a bunch? It's not hard. Yeah. Like, he only wants an honorable fight. Well, fuck it. He's not fighting honorably. He uses super speed and turns invisible and shoots ninja stars. Just fucking turn invisible and kill him.
He's an alien with super regeneration.
Yeah.
Well, he fights honorably when you kind of challenge him.
No, he doesn't even fight that honorably. You literally killed the first guy by using super speed and punching him and stabbing him. So they don't have super speed.
Also, isn't he like he kind of does seem like he doesn't care that much. He doesn't respect the sport.
He doesn't respect the sport he made up. That's even worse. That's like my first DM in high school. He added himself as a player and made sure he got more XP than everyone else did.
Didn't he fight more or less honorably versus Nick Cage, though?
Yes, the only person.
That was like the best fight in the whole movie.
So.
Although. Sorry.
So. So going back to my story, to the whole fix. By this point, Jake's crew, the Jiu Jitsu squad, start to show up to help break Jake out. And each member fights against a group. And that's a more interesting, they have to adapt. It shows that they're good, they're smart, they're adaptable. And they have to adapt, and it's a good way to also show their fighting style. You get that one-on-one scene instead of fighting weak army grunts that are kind of stupid. They just, they have to fight, and it's actually tense from the beginning. It's not like, oh, this is boring, they're cool, but it's boring. Now it's like, oh, they actually have to do, the fight breaks out. Jake goes out. Captain Sand follows him. Captain Sand's the only survivor of the army, right? So him and Jake get separated, and they get separated in a weird way so that Jake and his girlfriend get separated from the rest, but Captain Sand has to go with the rest of the Jiu Jitsu squad, and they let him in because he got tagged too, so he's automatically a part of this now. Yes, Ruthie?
When you're talking about his girlfriend, are you referring to Carmen, the lady with the blonde,
Yes.
the bleached hair, or are you talking about Mira?
No. Mira doesn't really exist in this movie. I didn't like her the way they wrote her character, and I didn't really care about fixing it as much.
Fair enough.
And it just seemed like adding too many characters that aren't important at the end. I'm trying to cut down the fat.
Fair.
So it's Carmen's her name?
Carmen.
Carmen and Jake get separated from the rest. But by this point, he's already starting to remember most of everything while fighting him because it's all coming back. They explain Captain Sand everything. They're explaining everything to Captain Sand as they're walking. So they give him the exposition. So you remember they had that mural of Brax teaching him Jiu Jitsu? It's mostly destroyed, and it seems like there's some stuff that was there that was crossed out. Jake again meets with Wiley while trying to find his way back. Around Wiley, you see a pile of minion corpses just all around Wiley. And you see him kill like the last one with like a plate or something. So he looks insane, and he gets the impression that he cheated. Again, I like the idea that he lied his way out of faked his way out of being crazy to get out of the last fight to help his son. So Jake gets a similar crash course about what's going on, helps him complete the rest of his memories, except for one memory that he feels is important right before. All of a sudden they're fighting, and then Wiley pulls out one of the swords that the minion used. And that's when Jake freezes. So Wiley's like, okay, I have to help him with this. So he starts to attack him. Carmen tells Jake to move. Jake finally moves because she's yelling him to move. And as he's like rolling out of the way, we get the final memory. Jake is terrified because he saw one of the other crew just die to being decapitated. And that freaked him out. Kind of the same thing, but I just a bit more there. Then Wiley's like, look, you need to get better before tonight, before they come. And then it cuts to Sand immediately asking, wait, they? Wiley gets a call from Tony Jaa's character, I don't remember his name, telling them that if he has Jake and Carmen, just meet them up at the temple. So ends up maybe like they look back to like the previous fight, and then it like maybe it goes backwards. And then you see the mural being less destroyed. There's 3 Braxes.
Oh.
So they're setting up teams of 3 to fight the 3 Braxes. There's 3 separate temple like areas to fight in. This is again, the winners have to go to the temple. There's the first Brax. We're gonna cut to 3 different fights. The first one is fast and strong with limited healing. So he's a lot stronger, like super strength levels, and he has super speed. For this one, I thought, what about Tony Jaa and the dude with the bow staff? Because they're both a lot faster, it seemed. So since we need a death, they can't be all easy peasy. And again, I'm putting more tenseness. They have to figure out a way to beat them because no one's ever been able to beat these guys. Tony Jaa gets his face smashed in. Don't show it. You just hear a big crunch. And he gets him pretty good. There's minimal healing. And then the bow staff dude finally like gets him hit, like starts hitting him hard. Or maybe it was already happening with Tony Jaa. And he's getting more and more disoriented because the healing only affects so much. So finally he's gonna run right at him. And then the bow staff guy uses the staff to trip him. He flies off like the temple wall and he falls to his death because the limited healing can only heal so much.
And if it's already been used.
And if it's already been strong, and since he's strong enough to punch through, like an entire stone wall, he falls and dies. The second Brax is more long distance, and he'll use invisibility. There's no healing on this one. Oh, wait. No, there is healing. There's actually a lot more healing. This is arguably the more bullshit one. He's not as strong. He's very weak, but he's sneaky, right? This one is the girlfriend and Sand. Carmen and Sand.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just, she's blocking most of it. He's getting them in there with the assault rifle because it's working somehow because, army power is done. And she uses the slings, makes an explosive. And then, so she uses the explosive, and then Sand gets in there, puts the bombs in there. But it's arguably faster healing, so we had to get in there and already pull them. They both explode and die.
Oh, okay.
Again, just.
And so in this one,
what's Ed's laughing? What's so funny?
That they both die.
Yeah, not Carmen. Carmen's fine. No, Carmen's fine. I meant the Brax and Sand die
Yeah,
together.
Yeah. I know. I'm just like, this movie's silly, and even your fix is a little silly.
Again, I'm trying to keep the spirit of it. I know it's silly. So this third Brax is honorable. No healing or no real healing or modifications. All he does is just conjure different weapons, like Brax would already do. Like he'd have a spear or a staff, and then he turn into like a sword. So they know he's the honorable one because he starts like when he enters, he's like already doing the bow. So it's like one at a time. So Wiley's like, I need to go first. So the Wiley sword fight is basically the exact same, although he almost wins. Like you think he's almost got him on the ropes. Like he's like maybe halfway into like getting to the neck, or like the neck's like dug a little bit in. And then like you just hear like, oh, and Nick Cage screams, and it's like he got stabbed in the stomach, and then it just starts going up to like the heart or whatever, and then he pulls out. And then he falls. And that's, maybe that's when you have the memory of. I'm gonna add something. Jake was feeling weird about Wiley. He didn't know why. Then you have that little thing of the two of them training when he was younger. Right as that scene happens, he realizes, oh shit, that was my dad. He's pissed. He's ready. The Honorable Brax takes out like a little pouch, and it's like a one-off pouch, like a little syringe, and he has a syringe, stabs himself in the neck, and he heals. And then he throws it away. This is my last one. I just want to, we're both on even ground here. Jake, trying to honor his dad, fights with his sword, but he's not the best swordsman. So he finally decides to put it down. And instead, what he uses, and what he was using through bits of the movie, especially when he was trying to break out, is actual Jiu Jitsu. So he's like grabbing people, grappling them, like then beating their face in. It's like actual Jiu Jitsu, at least with the grapples. So finally, they're fighting. He de-arms with his own hands. He de-arms Brax, breaks Brax's arms.
Disarms or de-arms?
No, disarms him from the weapons.
Okay.
And they're both, and like while they're sword fighting, like they're stabbing each other hard. Like there's a bunch of blue and red blood all over both of them. But then finally he grabs Brax's arm, breaks it, grabs his head, and then just fucking snaps it. And then that's the last of all of them are dead. This is the first time they've all won. And as they look at the portal, as it starts to close, the rest of them look on and they're like, we're coming for you next. And it's implying there's going to be more, and that's where it ends.
Wow.
I had a lot of fun writing this.
It sounds fun. I'd watch it. It wouldn't be as invigoratingly bad as this one was, but it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. And it'd be just the movie that implies a sequel, and it probably won't get one. Yeah. This movie. Pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Also, bad enough that I did pull out my phone several times throughout. So I did miss a couple things, but I mostly pulled it out in like the really long fights, which is, yeah. Anyways, interesting camera work in this movie. Where it's inconsistent, and they do some strange techniques that would have been more interesting than strange if they utilized it properly, especially the whole like scene with the first person point of view. I was very confused when it switched to that at first because the camera was static. But like, I don't know, like I didn't realize it was first person at first when it first transitioned to that, because the camera was static and you just see like the other guy fight. And when I was watching that, I'm like, where the hell's the guy that he just rescued? Where's Jake? And then you have transitions like where like the camera falls down basically, and then it goes back to first person. It's all edited to look like one continuous shot, especially when what's his face first comes to rescue him. That entire fight he has with the army is edited as one continuous shot, which is cool, but another interesting or strange thing was the spinning. Hector, you mentioned it following the people, and like the when they flip and stuff, and it doesn't do that at all, if I remember correctly. It just kind of spins when that's happening, but it's not locked into their actual rotation. It just spins
No, that was the way I
when
was
they're
gonna
spinning.
fix. No, that was my fix.
Oh yeah, yeah. And isn't there
There
one
was
where
the flipping. The flipping one was the only time they do it. Well,
yeah, the flip, yeah, but like it doesn't follow the flip as perfectly. It just yeah, it just flips. The camera just 360s. Isn't there one where it like also just like rotates
not
or
like
something?
the Matrix scene, like the Matrix 360.
No, no, no. Just like it, like the camera spins really fast, and there's one where it rotates really fast. No, like a
There
couple
might be
times or
again. I
something.
don't remember. I don't remember. You might
I
be
yeah,
right.
I don't remember, but like yeah, I remember those two specific different, just similar like techniques of like the camera moving really quickly, either spinning or rotating or whatever it was for the other one, and it was weird because it didn't like like it just came out of nowhere really. Like you don't see that anywhere else, or like I don't know. It was just it didn't fit for me at least.
How would you
It
fix it?
didn't either. Yeah, do the camera lock if you're gonna spin, like lock it onto the person and then just spin with them, kind of thing. I don't know what to call that. Or like, because the scene in It also where Pennywise is dancing and the camera is fixed on his head. It's stabilized to his head. Yeah. I don't know what you call that, but yeah, that's when they're actually spinning or rotating or whatever.
Would you add anything else, like different camera angles, like Dutch angles? I don't know, something.
I mean, I'm not sure. All I know is that for martial arts movies, usually, or at least for me, I like long takes, which they did kind of do without a lot of cutting, so you can actually see what they're doing and the skill of the fights, which was decent in this movie.
I mean, I liked it too. It's just it went on too long,
Yeah, yeah, I
which
agree.
is it's a
Especially,
first
yeah,
for me.
the scene when they're fighting in like near the yellow like grass or whatever, when the military shows up. What the fuck? That was like three people fighting for literally 15 minutes. Yeah. It was insane how long that was. It was way too long, especially right after the like 10-minute breakout scene or
Yeah,
longer. I don't know. All I
I
know
will
is
give
that
the actors props though. They did a really good job memorizing all that choreography.
I know. Could you
yeah,
imagine having to do multiple takes of that? At
Ugh.
least they didn't have like a Kubrick director.
There is this one
Kubrick.
movie that's like an hour and a half, and it's all just one fight scene, and it's all one take, like legitimately one take.
Hmm.
They had to practice again and again and again. I think the movie took years to make just because they kept fucking up something. And instead of doing like cut or like good disguises of like one takes, they were trying to do it like legit one take.
Yeah.
I need to
Uh,
find what the movie was.
yeah. So the camera work was okay for a martial arts movie. There was the weird techniques they used. I would take those out, use them more effectively. I would just cut out the whole first person thing. Really confusing, really strange. They didn't really add anything to the scene either. Um, and then the plot didn't exist for the first half of the movie. There was no plot at all or development in general. The only thing that we knew was, yeah, Jake lost his memory running away from something. That's it. And there's no plot development at all until you meet Nicolas Cage, and that's when he like gives a little bit more clues, and there's nothing for another 30 minutes, and then the movie ends. It's so like, yeah, him getting kidnapped by the military, breaking out, and then getting kidnapped again was I was so lost on how he came to the possession of the military a second time. Anyways, my fixes for the plot. It's so hard because it's so like absent for me. I would keep the every 6 years kind of thing, and I would definitely make the alien Brax. I'd make him more honorable for sure, even though he was a little bit. But I would keep him honorable all the time, but only when they actually challenge him. Because that's a thing that happens a couple times. if they don't challenge him and they just start fighting him, that's when he'll use the fullest of his abilities to, live. And I don't know,
Yeah, that
just
tracks.
yeah,
It actually fixes a lot of it because it feels like he's like, oh, I want honor, but then he doesn't do it himself. So that's actually like a
yeah,
pretty good
and
fix.
it
Yeah.
actually I feel like they did borrow a lot from Predator, and that's why they didn't do that, possibly, because that would be very much Predator-esque. Because Predators are all about that honor stuff, and if you challenge them to a fight, they will honor that.
They borrowed a lot from a lot of movies, and I feel like
I know.
that's where it got them.
Yeah, and
I
but I'm just saying Brax himself is literally a Predator.
kind of want to read the comic now and just make comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just as crazy, but it makes
Oh.
sense in a comic, probably. So yeah, make him a Predator, basically. More honorable. This is more of a sport than politics. Or maybe it is. Well, keep it politics. Just like, except I don't
Was it
know.
even politics though? Because it did sound like Crazy Person Ramble.
And I thought it was more of a joke.
Yeah, it came
Oh,
off as a
okay.
joke to me, but I don't know.
So yeah, there's no like, why is Brax doing this every 6 years? Is it sport or what? What is it like?
It's frat boy hazing on alien worlds.
And yeah,
It's not even the same
well,
Brax. It's
they
just-
said he would
Here, just
fight.
wear this costume.
Brax would fight 9 people every time and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't fight those 9 people, he would start murdering innocents, right? That's
Yeah, he would.
what they
Well, the
explain.
implication is that he will fight all these people, 9 people, if he didn't enjoy the 9 fights, or if they didn't win in some way, he would then go on to slaughter everyone. So if something about it didn't almost this is my interpretation. Again, the movie's very unclear. So
Yeah.
if the fights didn't either if the competition wasn't good enough, if it wasn't entertaining, he was going to annihilate the entirety of Earth's population just for shits and giggles. Which doesn't help my he's a frat boy theory. So
He's
that's
a
my
frat
headcanon
boy.
now.
just like punch it, just like decapitate someone. It's just a prank, bro. No,
Yeah, so
Yeah, the ninja stars are like drones.
what?
It's like it's like a long distance hazing.
Oh, see, I thought it was like beer pong, but instead, like the ninja stars are just the cups are just their faces. I don't know.
I like that interpretation. And that should be more clear that he needs to get enjoyment or have a good competition with those 9 people that challenge him.
Can we
into
do
a
like
fight.
Can we do like the Godzilla laughing at King Kong when he beat the shit out of him?
I have to admit that was pretty entertaining.
It was pretty interesting. Yeah, just like anyway, sorry.
Yeah, just
What felt like was supposed to be like a fast-paced thrill ride felt like a bloody version of It's a Small World. All right, I
Yeah.
keep going.
yeah, this
Wait.
movie was tough to get through. Also, don't show Brax's face. It's disgusting.
That was so weird. I forgot about that till you mentioned that.
Yeah, just keep him with that cool suit. Just
Yeah, he's
He's an
got a pretty
alien.
neat helmet. Just let the helmet be the helmet.
What I was
Yep.
gonna do was at the end they kick off the helmet, like maybe with the last guy, with one of the Braxes. Once
take
they
out the
kill him, you
helmet
see
and
the
he
face.
suffocates and dies.
No, like the helmet blows up, like the blowing up one. You see his face, but that's it. It's like one quick glance, and it's
Is
really
it like a Men in Black face and he's really like a tiny alien after all?
Now it is. I was kind of hoping for it to be like something ugly or like something very different than what you're expecting, like a fucking Furby. I don't know.
Yeah, he has to do the 9 challenges thing. And if he gets enjoyment from those 9, then he just kind of leaves. It's all sport for him. I don't know how that would be described, or like exposition was kind of like, it's gonna
Maybe
have
it's
to be
just someone
described in some
saying-
way.
Maybe it's just someone saying like, "Oh, he's like a sick bastard." It seems like he gets off on this.
Yeah, maybe he does. Probably does. In my version, he does. Yeah, maybe they're just the jujitsu people. Explain it to him. The whole amnesia thing. Okay, so military doesn't exist in my version. Also, by the way, he does get amnesia, but he's just like that's like an hour of the movie just like gone. I don't know. Maybe it's more just like with the Jiu Jitsu people, like, less fights, more like where everyone's a character instead of like fighting people. I don't know. Like they talk and stuff. I don't know, man. This movie's terrible. Nick Cage's everything was perfect. Keep him exactly how he was. And especially the fight. Yeah. Last fight, kind of the same. I'd say that, and make him use actual jujitsu and grappling and stuff. And that's what like disorients or like makes it weird for Brax. Because most people used weapons up until that point, I'm assuming. And this guy's like actually grappling him and like throwing him around. That'd be cool. And you can use the camera movements in there to the spinning rotation following Brax getting thrown around and stuff.
There was that cool flip that when he got sneaked up on Jake in the last fight, he did like a double flip and then suplex slam. That was sick as fuck.
Yeah. And maybe don't kill Brax. Maybe just like he just gets like thrown around by Jake, and then Brax is like, okay, you win. And then he just leaves.
I must go. My people need me.
Yeah. I mean, it would make more sense. Or like, no, yeah, maybe nobody's ever beaten Brax, and that's why he keeps coming every 6 years. And then once Jake beats him, he just leaves and never comes back.
What do you say, Ed?
I don't want Brax to die, especially in my version, since he's more honorable and stuff. Like maybe up like the 2,000-year thing of Brax coming in every 6 years. It's because no one has ever beat him. And then once Jake beats him, he says, all right, I'm bested. I'm going to leave and I'm never going to come back.
Stupid question.
It happened. And then he goes to a different planet. Maybe he does this all over different planets until he gets beat just for fun. Hector?
Stupid question. Could you just like, maybe he doesn't actually ever kill? Maybe he just extremely cripples.
He kills if they don't challenge him.
Fair enough. Or if if they challenge him or they play dirty. But like if they're honorable, he just severely cripples them.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I thought was gonna be a thing, but it didn't. Was Brax? If they break the rules in the challenge, then he'll break the rules back. Because it seemed to me that the humans broke the rules first, and then that's when Brax would use all the tools in his arsenal to kill them. Just talking about it is making me like my version. Is just developing more and more. 9 fights. You have 8 fights to set up the rules just by showing the fights and how they work. And you can, like, if you pay attention to the fights, you realize what the rules are for Brax and the challenge. And then once you break them, you will see what rules are broken when Brax starts using more tools in his arsenal. Like once the humans break one of those rules, he will, shoot a fucking shuriken at their face when he wasn't doing that. And then you set up all the rules, and then Jake realizes this at the end, doesn't break any rules, fights him, beats him fairly, and then he's like, cool, I'm bested. I'm gonna leave. Peace.
Yeah, I just picture him like tapping out with Jake, and Jake's like, oh, you know how to do that? And he just stands up, thumbs up, peace, and then like the meme, fades out of existence.
To the portal?
No, not even with the portal. He just like, peace.
It's away now.
It's just a reverse version of him. That's
I was gonna bring that up.
Okay. You can bring it up then. But like, there's a thing with him coming out of the portal that's amazing. Anyway.
Maybe he just taps out with Jake at the end, and Jake like actually like realizes what he's doing, and then Brax just kind of stands up, like bows to him, kind of thing, and then like gives him like a gold star or something, signifying that he's been bested or something. Puts a sticker on his shoulder, and then just goes to the portal meetings.
It's a literal star. He's an alien. He's a literal star.
No, I'm thinking like it's a star. And it's like he just like pats Jake on the head or the shoulder. You're a good noodle. And he says.
What I'm saying is, I want him to do something. I don't want Brax to talk because he doesn't talk, but I want Rex to do something signifying that, like, yeah, you're better than me. I'm gonna leave, kind of thing, and then never come back.
You think he's going for a punch? His like knuckles open up. There's a little stamp. He stamped your forehead, then just run through the portal.
After the 10th stamp, you get a planet annihilation for free.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe he gives him, like, I don't know, his little, like, a rock that like conjures weapons. The thing that he has. That's what he gives him, that as the prize, and then before the portal opens, he sets charges on the portal, leads through the portal, and then the charges go off and the portal's destroyed.
Oh, I like that one.
And that's how you know that he'll never come back. And the president is like, you did it. Good job. Not coming
Why
back.
didn't they just blow up the portal? Now you say it like that.
Because unless they killed him, they'd still have him.
No, but like when he's gone for 6 years, just blow up in that time of 6 years, just blow up the portal.
Yeah. I mean, it did get cracked down the center, and then it wasn't. If you remember.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the portal's broken, and then it wasn't. And then the crack went away. And I'm like, oh, so they can't destroy it?
Yeah. I don't remember that off the top of my head, but that does sound like a not made by human hands kind of thing. I don't think destroying it would
I'm
work.
genuinely curious now that if the comic addresses everything we have wrong with this movie.
Probably. I'm gonna venture a probably.
Considering the budget, I would say this will sound like a dick. Considering the budget, which again, it might not be outside of control, I'm wondering if it was just like a small group of fans who wanted this thing to happen. I don't know.
But yeah, TLDR, my version, it's more of like tournament kind of thing with the 9 fights instead of, and you take out the military. It's just Jake like recovering from amnesia with the Jiu Jitsu people, and Brex keeps finding them. One of them challenges, the rest run away. Brex either kills or just wins.
Okay.
And that's the movie. It makes
That'll be
and
fun.
you get more like character development. You get to learn all the rules for the challenge. There's structure to it. It's not just like weird fighting, I guess. And you only have 9 fights instead of half the movie being a fight.
Yeah,
And there's no
like a
plot
fight
development
scene
for half the movie.
every 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there was no plot development for the first, like, literally 50 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
For half the movie, there was no development.
The first half hour, you still don't know the main character's name. I think usually that's not done well. I don't like it when movies do that.
Yeah.
You're not being mysterious. You're not being edgy. You're not being quirky.
Or
I
you
have
need
expected his name to be the protagonist. Anyway.
the protagonist. Anyways, that is my stuff. Ruthie, your turn.
Likes. I like bad movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it very clear. This was definitely a fun experience for me. The comic book kind of chapter style between all the scenes was very interesting, although it kind of shoots them in the foot in some areas.
I'll be honest, the new Suicide Squad did it a lot better.
I didn't watch it, so I couldn't say. It was just like an interesting transition piece, and I'll get into why it was kind of double-edged sword later. Accurate translation experience with text, like only understanding a few words so he gets the context wrong. As Hector mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast, he and I were in Puerto Rico. Hector speaks a lot of Spanish. I do not.
You did really well.
I got real good at it. But there was a lot of times where there was like, if Hector wasn't with me, I would have to try and stutter through the Spanish by myself, except when we were in public and people would try and talk to me in English at first. I was like, no, I will speak in Spanish. I'm trying.
They all appreciated it.
Yeah. When I was watching the movie, I wrote interesting camera work, although now I think it was kind of, I'm going to change that to a dislike. So instead, I'm going to put the portal running thing, because that was amazing. Like, that fueled me. Because imagine, if you will, like a bullseye mural, like textured, like grooves, and there's like 5 or 6 of these. I'm trying to like detail it for you.
Yeah.
And then the CGI, it pulls back so it looks like a spiral.
And it's all blue.
And it's like there's blue, there's black, there's kind of like lightningy bits, and then you see something moving in it, and there's like a dude like full on like
Tom Cruise sprinting.
Yeah, like full on Tom Cruise sprinting through it slowly, but with as much energy as he can
It's
muster.
like, you know, when you're dreaming and you're moving like you're moving
it is
2
exactly
inches,
like
but
that.
you're sprinting like hardcore. Yeah.
Like he's trying.
And he's just slowly growing bigger.
He thinks he's Usain Bolt. He's Usain Bolt's turtle. Because Usain Bolt actually does race turtles.
Yeah, he raises turtles.
Wait, what?
He races turtles.
No, Usain Bolt races turtles.
He is a turtle that he races.
I think the turtle's one of
he
few.
He doesn't race against his turtle. He puts his turtle in competition with
in
other
turtle
turtles.
races.
Everyone knows the turtle would win.
Yes,
That's amazing.
it is. But yeah,
I know turtle races were a thing. I just didn't know Usain Bolt did it.
I raced a crab once.
I didn't even know how you'd race a crab.
It was like a seafood place. My crab lost.
Oh,
I got a hat though, so that was kind of cool.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I liked that scene. It was so much fun. I was laughing so hard at it. I wrote here Nick Cage's intro scene. I'm just gonna write like I'm just that. It's every Nick Cage scene is a blast. It's so much fun. The intro scene in particular is really interesting, but yeah, they're all pretty good. And then my last is my favorite quote from the movie. It's Captain Sand to Brax. It's like, I got a license to kill you. No exspiration date.
Oh god, that was such a good line.
I remember that
Like,
now. Why would you do
ironically,
this to me?
it's a good line.
Because what makes me love this so much is it doesn't seem like the director forced his hand to say it. Like, it doesn't feel like he was forced to say it. It feels like the character had memorized it in front of his bathroom mirror and he was waiting. And finally he gets to meet a cool alien and he gets to use this really cool line.
And then he gets a shuriken to the face.
He survives.
No, he survives until he dies later, but
he
he
dies
survives.
in Jake's arms later.
No, he doesn't take a shuriken. He's like starts the fist fight, and then like the guy.
I don't remember.
He gets-
And Brax gets like heats up his arms.
He gets melty hug.
He gets
Hug.
melted. Like they like hook
I thought
arms.
he hugged. No, that was another guy.
No, they hooked arms, and then he started to
So,
melt it. Yeah,
Captain,
it's wild.
So
Anyway.
you're talking about Captain Sand, like
Yes.
the Asian military guy. He dies.
Later,
Yeah,
Oh.
he dies in like Jake's arms.
Yeah, that too in Jake's arms. I don't remember. Again, I don't remember the military girl dying. I don't remember him dying.
Yeah.
I forced
Yep.
myself to pay attention hard during this movie.
Yep. I must have
Um,
had my phone out when Captain Sand died. Because
Oof.
this movie was, again, very tough to get through.
Yes. Although I had a good time.
It was fun.
Dislikes. The CGI was blurst. I'll say it like that. It was blessed and cursed.
Yeah.
It was if you can picture the portal scene as I am describing it, the best way I can say it is blurst.
It made Birdemic look like a fucking CGI masterpiece.
The new Jurassic Park. So yeah, the CGI blurst. The
Agreed.
opening what?
Agreed with the CGI. It's all terrible.
Um,
The explosion when they first escaped the military base behind them. You remember that? It was just like a fireball effect, and nothing else happened. It was great.
Don't forget
And
the
there was that
blood.
like whistling noise too. It was like
Yeah,
there was a whistling noise leading up to the fireball, and
Yeah.
like nothing happened.
don't
was
forget
great.
don't forget like the blood splatter. Be like it looked like a YouTuber would do it in like 2003.
oof.
It was bad.
Yeah. The opening credits took forever. I was super impatient. I'm like, come on, let's get going. I know this is gonna be bad. Let me get to it. Let me see it.
Sign number 1.
So, but yeah, they just kept going on and on and on forever. Like I mentioned earlier, I said I liked the camera work. I don't think I do. Hector said that he liked the fight scenes. I felt like there was something off about them, and I think I figured it out. The camera work made it feel funky in my head. It almost gave it like uncanniness, but I don't know how to describe it further. There was just something about the fight that didn't seem like any of the fights, especially early on, that like I just didn't like them.
Isn't it because they had like they stuck to like 3 different angles and positions for like every fighter? That's what it felt like.
I was kind of like too engrossed into the movie to like
pay attention to it.
To find these words that I am looking for now, but there was just something about it did not scratch my itch, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't like the fights, and I think the camera work is why.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Mira's death was super pathetic. As I was saying during Ed's portion, I was looking at my phone. Like I was like laying on the couch and I looked down for 1 second. I hear her, and apparently now she's dead. And even like the parts that she was in the movie, it felt really unnecessary, which is a shame because I really wanted to like her. I was like vibing with her character, even though I thought she was written terribly. Like all the lines that she had to say were super unhuman-y. No real CIA agent would talk like that. She sounded like a CIA fangirl.
Also, like, can I say something right now? When I said I didn't like the character, I didn't like the character. I thought the actress was doing a good job.
No, the actress was doing a good job.
You just can't get like.
There's just like shit
with
writing.
with some writing, you just can't get over it. I don't blame the actors. You can tell they're all trying.
Yeah.
They did the best with what they were given with, which was literally a sack of shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet you that with Nick Cage, since he was like,
I'm crazy.
They just let him do what he wanted. They're just like, try your best, like do what you think is best, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm you in a couple of years.
Yeah.
The comic book style, like chapter things, a lot of like these plot beats, what little there were, they were always resolved within that one little scene. So a lot of it, the plot, what little there was like, so that happened, and now this is gonna happen. So that happened, now this. Like it's all
shit
bookended in a really weird way.
I didn't even catch that.
And the plot is already pretty predictable. As I mentioned earlier, the fight scenes are like every 3 to 5 minutes. I was surprised that they took Jake in for a second time, but mostly just because that's bad storytelling. If he's gonna get like captured by the U.S. military, in usual storytelling, they're gonna do it near the like climax of the plot, but it was immediately after he broke out. Personal preference. I complained about the 6 years thing. I'm just gonna accept it. You know what? Whatever. Why not? Rex, who needs to wait like 100 years? He's probably got shit to do. He's a alien frat boy now.
Can you imagine like 6 years is just like every day? So it's like, oh, time for my morning workout, and then just
sorry, honey, I can't mow the lawn. Going to Earth today.
Maybe his day is 6 years.
Back to the old grind.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I'm just saying. Wait, is that what you said? That
yeah, like it's like every day. It's like his morning routine. It's just going into Earth and killing everyone.
It's my Zen.
So his day,
it's his, alien yoga.
His alien's day circadian rhythm.
Is it yoga when you're stretching everyone else out, or sorry?
You make good points. So Nick and the one lady, who's the one lady? I guess Mira. They're the only people who try and. Oh wait, is it Carmen?
Which the fighter?
I don't know. I just wrote the one lady.
Say what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like Nick Cage and apparently one of the women are the only 2 people who try and like explain the plot, especially
Carmen.
like to Jake.
That's Carmen.
Okay, yeah, it is Carmen. But the 2 of them, they're the only people to try and explain everything to them. And even Carmen, throughout most of the movie, she's with the rest of the Jiu Jitsu buds.
Oh.
And they're all like, oh, Jake, you don't remember us? You have amnesia? You don't remember that?
Really quickly, I got the impression that Carmen and Jake fucked before, and then he had amnesia. Did you get that impression?
Was it
that they were together?
Was it the fact that she was like almost trying to do laundry on his washboard abs in every scene?
No, I just like
because like in every scene except for like the last 30 minutes, she's always like on him. Like she's like trying to
Mhm.
like she's trying to climb up him, but she's only like hugging him and staring longingly into his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so you got that also that they were together before Jake lost. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I
That's
think
what
it
I got.
literally spells it out for you.
I didn't
Literally.
think that they just fucked. I think they were like in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. I said it like that as a joke.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, they fucking. Anyway.
they fucking.
But yeah, all of the jiu-jitsu guys are like, Jake, you forgot my birthday? Amnesia, what's that? I just can't believe you forgot my birthday. What's amnesia? Actually, don't explain it to me. I'm still upset you forgot my birthday.
Yeah, that is basically how they're acting.
Yeah.
Hey.
Jake, that's your plan. I'm not gonna explain it to you.
Well, to be fair, he didn't tell them the plan.
Okay. I was confused because supposedly, according to what little lore the film gives us, Brax teaches them the jujitsu. At the time, I was like, okay, so there's going to be some secret jujitsu magic. It's not the martial arts. There's going to be like some kind of like Kamehameha jujitsu magic that Jake is going to have to learn. Okay, it's in 6 hours. Let's see how this goes. And like, why would Brax do this? And apparently, it's not even that. It's like a secret society. It's like a bunch of buddies just like drinking beer, talking about how to fight this Brax dude, and then dying. Like, I don't know. It
Sounds
seems
like a typical Sunday.
true. Yeah, it was like, in my mind, it was almost like a reverse DBZ, or yeah, or Dragon Ball. I keep saying DBZ, but I mean like the original Dragon Ball. I don't know. It was so weird to me. And I complain about Brax's detect foreheads power.
How do you fix that?
I don't know if I would fix that. I think it's too funny. I was kind of thinking of the same thing as you. It's like, okay, so we're all gonna wear these headbands. Oh wait, no, it was like I don't know, I guess Jake has the idea really late on, like right before their Brax fight. He's like, okay, everybody, we're going to take these headbands. When you need to tap out, fall to the ground, put on your headband. He's just going to think you're dead so we can keep going and you won't be dead.
Yeah.
The scene where Carmen tells Jake he's your father. That was so bad. I don't know. It was not good. And yeah, just like the main character, but even everybody else except for Nick Cage, they didn't feel like people. They felt like husks. The plot kind of just like taped roles and occasional emotions too.
Pretty sure they just had stuntmen and then they're like, oh shit, we need to bring the plot into this.
When do we ship out the DVDs? Yesterday. Fuck. So, similar to Ed, how I would fix the movie, I would also go with a tournament arc, but instead of with Brax, I'd kind of lean into the Dragon Ball aspect of it. Because here's my problem with it. The movie feels like a bunch of different action flicks, and it kind of, instead of being an homage to the genre, is like watching a novice juggler trying to juggle 8 chainsaws at once.
I'd watch that.
It's really messy and it's not fun to watch. So here's how I'm going to start out explaining it. I'm going to change Nick Cage's background a little bit. Wiley is not going to be Jake's dad. Wiley is Jake's cousin.
The fuck?
Let me get there.
I'm waiting.
Let me get there.
Wiley is a trust fund kid who grew up, and he's like, in 30 Rock, it's like trust fund kids are either wildly successful or complete idiots.
Yeah.
Wiley is a complete idiot. He, at a young age, he fucked off and joined this martial arts cult. And now he spends all of his trust fund kid money on throwing these Willy Wonka style tournaments every 6 years. And when I say Willy Wonka style, it's everyone knows about this
chocolate bar.
Pretty much. There's a secret society, but they're very well known. Numerous people are selected for this process, but Like there's only like there's so little information about this group. It's kind of interesting. No one gets to see these fights, but apparently there's like 9 people that are chosen. It's like gossip in the MMA world. And sometimes like the 9 people that are like chosen are never seen again because the cult is kidnapping them, Scientology, blah. A lot of rumors.
We're gonna have Scientologists dig through our trash now. Anyway,
it'll be funny.
We're OSPs.
So yeah, like I said, Jake is not Wiley's son, he's Wiley's cousin. One day, I don't know, he's just invited to the tournament personally. I'm not even gonna bother with the amnesia stuff. It's not worth my time fixing, so fuck it. Get rid of that entirely. So we're gonna get rid of that US military operation because it basically did nothing for the plot where it was. It can serve the plot later. I want Mira to be a contestant just so I can keep her in the movie. Again, I liked the actress. I had hopes for her like character, and then she like died off screen. Like to me, off screen.
it was on screen, but like barely there. But they just cut her neck. She's like and then falls, and
Yeah.
that's it. It was
Yeah.
like they didn't even show her body. It was just like
Yeah.
that's I thought she was dead. It's like, oh, you didn't show the body. Nope, she's dead. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So this cult, they call themselves Jiu Jitsu, but they don't even use like traditional Jiu Jitsu. In fact, we don't see a lot of this cult. It's for the first like 30 minutes, however long that military scene was. It's what
I actually did do some research. Jiu Jitsu does use like weapons once in a while, but again, their whole shit is just mainly grappling.
Okay. The first 30 minutes, it's not, you don't see the Jiu Jitsu people fight at all. And in fact, when they throw this tournament, it's like there are no rules. You can use any fighting style, you can use any weapons, just don't kill people, please. And even then, it's just like
just making sure, no guns, right?
Yeah, there's no guns offered.
Fair enough.
Like you can use any of the weapons here, and there's like short, medium, long range ones. Jake and Mira and a couple other people are chosen. Then they start getting the answers. There's this dude called Brax. He's an alien. He's lived for 2,000 years. He comes every 6 years to try and destroy all of humanity for shits and giggles. We are the only thing that's stopping him, blah, 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 blah. They've tried to set up a martial arts style to try and defeat him, but here's the thing. Brax is like so well versed in combat. As soon as they start establishing a pattern, he learns it. So that's why there's not like a jujitsu. I was gonna have a joke, but I didn't fully finish writing my notes. The joke was because this is 2,000 years old. They started calling themselves jujitsu before the actual martial art came about. Because Brax at one point said like jujitsu, and then later on,
like Brax talks.
No, just like one time, supposedly he said jujitsu and then he went fucked off back in the portal. And then later on, like, I don't know, somehow they find out that jujitsu means like some kind of swear in Alien, like not even like a good swear, like a middle school swear.
Okay.
Just like name calling. That was my joke. And then somebody else appropriated that because it sounded really cool. And that's what became Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
But yeah. I was also, I didn't write it down. I should have written it down, but stuff happened. At some point, like, all of this is happening before Brax has shown up. And I was going to have it where, like, Mira, who is a U.S. military operative, I don't know, she can be CIA, whatever, good for her. She's poking around in a place that she shouldn't be poking around in. I don't know, maybe she summons Brax early. She dies kind of early on, poking around to things that she wasn't supposed to poke around in, and that's what cues the military to start coming in.
Okay.
And now they're like, no, we're gonna take care of it. We're military men. I don't know. Brax kills everybody.
How do they win then?
Well, no, he like decimates the U.S. like the operators who come in.
No. Yeah, but how do they get rid of Brax then?
Same way, they fight him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he just like takes him out, and Jake's like, "Oh, so you guys aren't like super high on drugs like Wiley is."
Okay.
Oh, and for context, the whole reason that Wiley is sponsoring these tournaments is pretty much the same reason in the movie, where it's like he begged for his life, and then the jiu-jitsu guys were like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry I couldn't fight him, but like my daddy's really rich. How about I just like help you find more people to fight him later? Is that cool? And at this point, like they hadn't had like a sponsor before, so they were like, yeah, sure, that sounds great, actually.
Money?
Yeah, please. And yeah, that's how I'd try and fix it. Just tidy up the beginning.
Yes. Is that all?
That sounds pretty good. Cool, actually.
No, thank you.
Yeah. I liked all the versions of it.
Kind of reminds me of Man of Tai Chi a little bit.
What?
Reminds me of Man of Tai Chi. It's a movie that it's a movie I think made in I think Chinese movie made in they had Keanu, I almost like John Wick. Keanu Reeves. He looks like John Wick in my defense. He has the beard.
He does.
This was like right after John Wick or right around the time. He comes in and he's sponsoring him to like fight in all these places, and the fights were good. I watched it in the summer, and it comes back once in a while. It's a fun movie. Highly recommend. They have good actors. I think Tony Jaa was in the movie.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's my movie recommendation. If you want to see a pretty good martial arts film. Oh, it's been like 4 years. I'm gonna be misremembering it.
Great.
Just watch The Raid, the first one.
I still need to see those. I want to see them.
Wait,
Such
are
a
we
good martial
rating
arts
it
movie.
personal enjoyment or actual like film? How we think the film conceptual, like how the film did? How
We can do both.
Well, because I have to pick one or the other, because otherwise it's gonna seem like lukewarm.
You too.
I'll do 2.
I'm gonna do 2. That's what I like. There's my critic one and my audience one.
Fair enough. All right.
Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. Personally, it's like a B for enjoyment. It's a bad movie. I like bad movies, but like there are a lot of things that I didn't like. Composition wise, execution, D.
Okay.
My enjoyment's like a solid C. Professionally, like critic wise, C+. I mean C minus, D+. Just on account of like I really liked the martial arts in this film, and I like that they actually showed them doing their shit. That
cool.
part was cool, and like the design of Drax was actually, or Brax was actually pretty cool. I until they showed his face a lot.
Yeah.
But, like other than that, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna say C minus.
You changed my rating once because I had a rating set, and then you're like, they did show the martial arts. So enjoyment D, critic F.
What was it before?
No, well, I was gonna put F for both, but I did enjoy the martial arts stuff.
Damn.
So D and F. Yeah, because Brax. It's a B,
Brax.
right?
Yeah.
B. I keep saying Drax.
Brax, because Drax is
Drax,
Guardians.
you only said the one time.
Drax is Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. So Brax, cool design, except the face. Martial arts, pretty good.
Yeah, no, we respect Dave Bautista. Yeah. Dave Bautista and all his work here.
Dave Bautista.
Good actor. Anyway.
Yes. Oh no.
What?
It's my turn.
Yep, it's your turn.
It is your turn.
Editor here. Ruthie decided that the next movie was going to be A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is going to be a pretty fun one. Back to the ending.
So, thank you all for listening, everybody.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys.
We do.
You can follow us on our Twitter at reshootmoviepO1.
That is correct.
And you can, and our Gmail's reshootmoviepodcast. If you want to tell us about how good of a job we did or terrible, that's fine too.
If you enjoyed Jiu Jitsu, let us know.
Have you guys been watching anything interesting lately?
I saw Bo Burnham's Inside.
Oh, what did you think?
I'm actually concerned about Bo Burnham's mental health now.
Oh, I mean, I think he's doing better now. I think I'm pretty sure he's talked about like it's a bit of a persona. Like he exaggerates it a little, but it is how he's feeling. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that, yeah, it's so weird. There's a couple scenes that made me concerned, where one, it really seemed like he wasn't acting, and he was trying to get through. Like, so I've been working on this for a year, and he's just like getting more and more frustrated on himself, and eventually he just says like "fuck it" and like goes through all this shit and like turns off the camera. And then there's a part where it actually
Don't
seemed
spoil.
like he was crying.
Ruthie hasn't seen it.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that there's you can put it back. I won't spoil. But there's a couple scenes that make me concerned for his mental health.
I made Hector watch Alien. I'm very
The first
proud of
one?
myself. Yes.
That's pretty good.
Right? Yeah. Pretty good.
So on the flight back, we had so many delays and like so many issues on planes. I watched like 5 movies in one day, which I think is a record.
Yeah.
Actually, no, 4.5 movies. I didn't have a chance to finish Tom and Jerry, which I wouldn't recommend. If it's okay, I don't like the human parts of that movie. Anyway,
It's not even reshootable.
it's not even reshootable. It's boring. But the one movie I did like was Minari. That one was actually pretty good.
So good.
I'm still a little conflicted on the ending personally. If anyone wants to talk to me personally or bring up on the Twitter, I'll open up that discussion because I'm on the Twitter sometimes.
What are you?
Steeler.
What's wrong with the ending with you?
It's not that there's something wrong. I don't know how I feel about it. I have conflicted feelings on it. We can talk about this privately, or if
Okay.
anyone wants to ask, I can give my feelings as best I can.
Yeah, I'm about ready to pass out on the couch.
We record late at night, y'all.
West Coast.
Late for me. I'm not a night owl.
Ed works night shift, so this is his morning.
Sleep is for the week.
Afternoon.
A week.
Fair enough. So again, thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll
We'll
goodbye.
catch you next time when we reshoot blank.
No. Don't.
No, it's a blank.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don't watch Jiu Jitsu.